こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、バーミンガムシティに関する動画です。バーミンガムシティといえば、今夏、古橋亨梧が移籍したイングランド2部であるチャンピオンシップのチームですが、イングランド3部相当である、リーグワンから、チャンピオンシップに昇格した昨シーズンは、岩田智樹も大活躍していたようです。今夏は古橋亨梧や、ウルヴスからローンで獲得したトミードイルなどは大型補強と位置づけられ、さらにポルトガルのジルヴィセンテから藤本寛也を獲得し、日本人を3人抱えることになりました。さらに京都の原太一の獲得も噂され、大型補強と日本人の大量獲得によって、今注目のクラブの一つと言えるでしょう。普段はワンリーズチャンネルでリーズユナイテッドに関する動画を上げているコナーが、セカンドチャンネルで今回はバーミンガムシティを取り上げています。近年はハリウッド俳優がオーナーとなり、躍進を続けるレクサムが話題になっていますが、バーミンガムシティも同様に躍進しつつ、昨年は2位のレクサム29ポイントの差をつけ、歴史を塗り替える勝ち点111で、圧倒的に勝ってきたバーミンガムシティに、コナーも注目せざるを得ず、今夏の補強からも、さらなる躍進が期待せざるを得ないといった感じです。実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょう。
From record-breaking League One champions to a team with bold global ambitions, Birmingham City are doing something special. Big names, big signings and big plans, including 2 Japanese internationals that could reshape the Blues' future on and off the pitch. 111 points in League One, everybody. Now, we thought Ipswich were gargantuan. We thought Ipswich, in terms of what they did at League One level, I thought probably the best team to play at that standard I think I've ever seen in my lifetime at the tender age of 31. What I will say is the double promotion was incredible from Ipswich, absolutely incredible. Now, this is the first team I've seen since then. It's very, very recent history when it comes to Ipswich, obviously. But Birmingham is the team of which I'm looking at right now and thinking to myself, this lot could do the double promotion, 100%. It seems very obvious, but the framework, the structure, the ideology, the philosophy, the blueprint of the Blues right now is very, very exciting. Off the pitch, strong. On the pitch, exceptionally strong. We're going to get into it today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Birmingham City, are they the next big thing? Now, I wanted to speak about Chris Davis, a relative unknown when he came into the Blues. There was many managers who they could have gone with the new ownership model coming in. I absolutely loved the appointment of Chris Davis because it was an unknown. They went for a coach who could work with young players and would work at League One level to build something, to build some sustenance. Very, very good reputation. Tactically fluid, innovative as well. Somebody who I think could move between different systems, of which we will get onto and which you can probably see here as well. Someone who I think Birmingham City have gone down the right route with. Not just a tried and tested manager, but someone who hasn't really done it on the top stage yet. And by the way, in his rookie season, he's got 111 points. I know he's got all the backing. I understand that. But to get that with the pressure being on is completely superb. They harry players. They've got a real pressing style as well. Birmingham City, they do not give you any time on the ball. And they are fitting players into that system with the likes of Kyoto coming in and with the likes of, in particular, that midfield. When you look at Iwata, when you look at Callum Doyle as well, and others who really can be intense in that Chris Davis system and really enable Birmingham City to potentially get to an even better level. But the recoveries in the final third are absolutely top when it comes to Birmingham at League One level. That is going to be tested because you get better players on the ball in the Championship. However, the players that they're bringing in this window, it's been absolutely extravagant, and that is just going to aid Chris Davis's system going into the Championship. It's going to be fascinating to get into. Now, we know as well, possession-heavy side, there is a fluidity when it comes to Davis, defensively and offensively. It's going to be tested in the Championship, of course. League One is a much lesser level, and Birmingham just destroyed that league, of course. The Championship, much better footballers, much better managers, better staff, better facilities. So they're going to be tested, and Chris Davis will be tested. He's had a really good start, his first managerial top-flight campaign and slash job. But what he's going to be doing in the Championship is he's going to be tested by top teams coming down from the Premier League, teams who have built in the Championship and have real sustenance and quality there and have got more money than the rest of the lot at League One, obviously. So that's something that Chris Davis is going to have to build into his pedagogy going forward. Can he develop a philosophy? Can he develop an ethos where he's been pragmatic as well, switching to a 4-3-3? Can we see a 3-4-1-2 with Birmingham, which I think would work, and we saw a few times last season as well, or a 4-2? 3-1. What's going to happen? Now, what I do like as well when it comes to Chris Davis is the meticulous planning when it comes to his football training, the 1v1 training, which is well publicized in Birmingham's training schedule, which basically puts a player on a player and they go at each other throughout the training session and they pick out the best bits and the worst bits from their training session and develop that into a plan for each individual player, which I find quite interesting. It's very, very specific, isn't it? Detailed video analysis as well. And this is what you get with a lot of these modern coaches. It is preparation to another level, of which is is going to outstrip, they're going to outwork, they're going to outstrip other managers who are in that system because they're hungry. And that's what Birmingham owners will have wanted. They'll have wanted a hungry manager. They'll want hungry players who want to get to that top level. And that's why I feel like Chris Davies was a great manager. Tactical ingenuity, innovativeness, a real sort of want to perfect his craft, but also the dedication to Birmingham City, which is going to be huge in this long-term project. So for me, Davies is a cerebral, high-performance coach who's analytically driven, possession-heavy style is already reshaping Birmingham City. And I think that committed nature to his job right now and to the craft is only going to aid Birmingham. And I think that is going to be massive in them potentially getting back-to-back promotions. So they've already had a bit of the taste of the Premier League, haven't they, when it comes to Birmingham? And they're not yet there yet, but that game against Newcastle was unbelievable. They were so unlucky in that game as well. A few bits were caught my attention as well. Jay Stansfield going there from Fulham, of which has been greatly publicised, but what an unbelievable signing that is. And the competition that they've got now with Furuhashi, who they've just brought in, what a signing that is. And Jay Stansfield up front is going to be, it's exactly what you want in football. It's competition, and competition normally breeds success. And Birmingham City are going about this by building players, building competition, and ultimately building a framework which you expect overall to be really successful here. Now, they're already teasing an Amazon docuseries, which apparently is out in the next 7 days, but Wagner and Tom Brady coming in has given them such an almost Wrexham-style impact with Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds, but I just love what they're building right now. It appears very Wrexham, and that is the irony of them being in the same division in the same year and then coming up at the same time is strange, but it's brilliant. Apparently Birmingham are looking to build a new stadium as well, which is obviously fantastic for the infrastructure and commercial venture and tourism coming in as well. If you are building such a project that they appear to be doing, the £3 billion sport project as well, the sports quarter project, of which is going on in Birmingham as well, which is going to acquire more jobs. It's going to build almost like a village in and around the ground, which is going to be fantastic to see, very similar to that at the Etihad, of which they've managed to just build this village in and around the stadium. But they've got global branding ambitions, and I think for a League One side, that and Wrexham is something of which you look at, and a lot of clubs are envious of, a lot of championship clubs are envious of as well. They are really building something right now, of which is making everybody else very green. They've got a lot of money. They've really invested, I think, in Chris Davies, which is important when it comes to a young manager who's hungry to prove himself. I genuinely have got him on to get back-to-back promotions here. I'm certain of it. Now, let's go through the confirmed signing, shall we? That's on my sheet here. Kyogo Furuhashi, Kanya Fujimoto, Tommy Doyle, Damari Gray, Bright Asai Samuel, Phil Newman, James Beadle, Taylor, Gardner, Hickman. Let's go through every single one of those. So we'll go from back to the top there. Versatility completely when it comes to Taylor, Gardner, Harden. We're all very aware of that, and familiar to Birmingham City, which is massively important with this new transition. James Beadle, Brighton, England under 21 Euro winning goalkeeper, huge. Phil Newman, a little bit more of an unknown, but Bundesliga 2 defensive upgrade. You've got to do that. You've got to build from the back when you're Birmingham City. Bright Asai Samuel, Fenerbahce, big profile signing, someone who's been around the circuit now for a while. I would say wide threat and a potentially defensive upgrade on Ethan Laird. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with that. Damari Gray, someone who's been around the circuit, someone who's done it in the Bundesliga, someone who's done it in the Premier League, the Championship. A brilliant signing, coming back to the Blues where he started his career as well. Makes a lot of sense, not just for the sentimental value, but also for the quality value. Tommy Doyle coming in, unbelievable signing. Arguably the signing of the window so far when it comes to the Championship. Creative engine. Wolves, could he have played Premier League level for a newly promoted side? I think there's a conversation there, but the project at Birmingham is so massive, so attractive, so gargantuan, it makes a lot of sense for him to go there, and I wonder what the wages are they're paying him as well. Kanya Fujimoto as well, coming in from Gil Vicente. Free. What a pickup that is. Can play attacking midfield, can play right midfield as well. A technical midfielder, of which I believe is going to flourish in the Championship. Now, the big one as well, Kyogo Furuhashi. Someone who could actually knock Jay Stansfield out of this side. Supposedly up to 10 million quid. Has done it for Celtic before. Man City were apparently looking at bringing him in at one stage last season. Prolific, experienced, and someone who at Championship level is absolutely outstanding. Now, could he go to a 4-4-2? Could he go to a 4-3-3 here? Could he complement and go to a 4-2-4 with Birmingham City and just the amount of attacking talent they've got? But what I like about the composition about all this is he's built from the back when it comes to Chris Davison, when it comes to Wagner and Knighthead, etc. When you look at the likes of Beadle, when you look at Taylor Hart, Gardner Hickman, Phil Newman, Bright Asai Samuel, but then look when you're going forward as well. Midfield enforcement when it comes to Doyle. You've got Gray up top as well. Pace and someone who's worked at Championship level before and been successful. And then up top, Flipping out, this is pretty impressive. Now, the special feature is the Japanese influence, and we're going to call it the land of the rising brum. So let's talk about the sense here when it comes to Birmingham City, and it's Kyogo coming in. We just mentioned that, but 85 goals for Celtic. Looked at by Man City, peak years, and 100% going to be a fan favourite at the Blues. Fujimoto, free transfer, just spoke about him as well. Technically gifted attacking midfielder, unknown quantity, but once again, upward trajectory, high ceiling. When it comes to all these expected assists, expected goal statistics, he's right up there, which normally insinuates that he's going to be a really decent sign, especially if you pair him with someone who's very good when it comes to that number 9, Stansfield. Kyogo been up there. Iwata, now he was signed in 23-24, 8 goals from deep midfield, made a massive impact in Chris Davis's team, has got to stay in that midfield and also gives them a little bit of difference in what they can do, a little bit of fluidity in that midfield. Do you want to go to a 2 where he can play in the midfield, or do you want to go to a 3 as well? Deep midfield, but absolutely key to Chris Davis's system. Now, the strategic implications here are really important when it comes to the Japanese market and the Asian market as well. When you're looking at Birmingham City's whole pie here, Japan is a rapidly growing football market of which we see Celtic have dipped into it and done so well when it comes to value for players as well, what they've been able to get on the pitch, and then crucially what they've been able to sell them on for, which is obviously a massive component when it comes to PSR. 3.81 billion projected apparel market by 2032. When it comes to merchandise, that is highly important when it comes to viability. Birmingham tapping into the J-League fan culture, of course, means merchandise. Asia tours, absolutely unequivocally important when it comes to the growing of a brand. Brady and Nighthead will know this, of course. Now, there is almost a Japanese trinity in that Birmingham side as well, and there's a big Asian market as well. And like Celtic, they're trying to tap into that almost global appeal when it comes to the Asian market as well. Not only just for player quality and caliber, but obviously the broadcasting appeal of going to that market as well and being able to sell shirts, sell tours, and ultimately sell Birmingham City. Now, what Birmingham can't do, though, is take the championship lightly. This is a much greater step up. And when we're talking about the top 6, which I believe will be their aim this season, I don't think it's even going to be staying up. I think potentially we'll see towards the back end of the window, when you're bringing in players like Kyogo for 10 million quid, maybe we'll see even more players come in who fit that mold, and you're looking at it and going, wow, they are big signings. But I do look at injury depth, and maybe there's going to be some reinforcement needed for Cochrane and Clara at left back and left centre back for me, in terms of maybe just athleticism that is needed for the championship, especially if you want to be pushing for the top 6. You've got to invest in that, and I think that's maybe where Clara and Cochrane, as much as I like them, fall down a little bit. I do like that right-hand side now that they've got that balance on that right-hand side. Maybe the left-hand side just needs a little bit of bolstering in there. The championship step-up is really big right now. So I think when you're looking at that top 6 as well, which is what we're talking about specifically, it's not just Birmingham City staying up, it is that top 6 if they are to aim for that. That step up is massive. And those teams that are coming down, there is a huge trickle-down effect, and there is a huge gap, in my opinion. So there's going to have to be more signings brought in for Birmingham City. There's got to have to be a time to gel as well, and they've got to hit the ground running for me. But Birmingham, for me, aren't just building a team. They're building an identity. They're building a brand. And I think with Davis at the helm, a young, hungry manager, big backing from Brady, and huge signings like Kyogo, huge signings, obviously, like Fujimoto. The Blues might be officially back. Are Birmingham City back? Everybody let me know in the comment section below. But we'll have to wait and see with this one. I'm so fascinated by Birmingham City. I am going to put them in my top 6 when it comes to predictions, 100%. It's just whether or not they can get a few more signings in to aid that athleticism and physicality that you need to push to that top 6. And we'll have to wait and see. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Blues, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And everybody else, like, comment, subscribe as well. Conor McGilligan, see you in a bit.
次は解説です。今回は解説したいボキャブラリーも多く、あまり聞き馴染みのないものも多かったのではないかと思います。過去に解説したことがあるものも、一部簡単と思われるようなボキャブラリーもありますが、本日の解説をチェックしてみましょう。エクストラバガントは、贅沢すぎるや派手すぎるといったニュアンスを表す形容詞です。日常生活では、例えばお金を無駄に使うような高級ブランド品の購入や、必要以上に豪華な旅行などを表すときに使います。文脈によっては、大げさなや、やりすぎなといった意味も持ち、特に何かが現実離れしているような印象を与えるときにも用いられます。フォーマルな印象がある単語なので、トイックや英検などの英語試験にもよく登場します。日常会話では、トゥーマッチやオーバーザトップなどと置き換えるとカジュアルな表現になります。
It's been absolutely extravagant. It's been absolutely extravagant, and Chris Davis is going to have to build into his pedagogy going forward.
ペダゴジー とは、教育に関する理論や指導法を指す専門的な言葉です。教師がどのように生徒を教えるか、どのようなアプローチを取るかという、教育のやり方や考え方を意味します。大学の教育学部や教員研修でよく使われる語で、実践的な教え方から、教育哲学まで幅広い意味があります。日常会話にはあまり登場しませんが、アカデミック英語では品質語彙です。
Chris Davis is going to have to build into his pedagogy going forward. Chris Davis is going to have to build into his pedagogy going forward. Can he develop an ethos where he's been pragmatic as well?
エートスは、その組織や社会、文化、チームに根付いた価値観や精神性を表す言葉です。例えば、ある学校が自主性と思いやりを大切にしていれば、それがその学校のエートスになります。企業や団体のビジョン、文化、行動指針を語るときにとてもよく使われる単語で、ビジネス会話やリーダーシップ論、スピーチなどで品質です。文化や心情といった抽象的なニュアンスを持ち、他の言葉では置き換えにくい独特な語彙です。
Can he develop an ethos where he's been pragmatic as well? Can he develop an ethos where he's been pragmatic as well? They're going to outstrip other managers who...
アウトストリップは何かを上回るや何かをしのぐといった意味の動詞で、競争や比較の文脈でよく使われます。例えば、売上、成績、能力、スピードなどで他を抜きんでるときに使われます。特に予想を超えるという意味で、アウトストリップエクスペクテーションズや他者を上回るという意味で、アウトストリップアザーズという表現がよく見られます。ややフォーマルで書き言葉よりですが、ビジネス英語やニュースでも品質です。類語には、エクシードやサーパスなどがありますが、追い越すという動きのニュアンスが強いのが特徴です。
They're going to outstrip other managers. They're going to outstrip other managers who tactical ingenuity, innovativeness.
インジーニーティは何か問題を解決するときのひらめきやアイデア力や工夫を表す言葉です。例えば、限られた材料で新しいものを作ったり、既存のやり方に代わる斬新な方法を思いついたりするときに使われます。独創的な、巧妙なという意味の形容詞である、インジーニャスの名詞形であり、褒め言葉としてもよく使われます。ビジネス、テクノロジー、教育、日常生活など様々な場面で登場する単語です。
Tactical ingenuity, innovativeness. Tactical ingenuity, innovativeness. So for me, Davis is a cerebral high performance coach.
セレブラルは本来脳に関する医学用語として使われますが、日常英語やビジネス英語では知的なや論理的なという意味でよく使われます。例えば、セレブラルコーチで戦術重視の知的な監督やセレブラルフィルムで知的な映画といったように感情や直感よりも思考や分析を重視する人や物事に対して使います。ハリウッド映画のレビューやビジネスの文脈でもよく見かける単語です。
So for me, Davis is a cerebral high performance coach. So for me, Davis is a cerebral high performance coach. Now they're already teasing an Amazon docuseries.
ティーズはからかうとじらすの2つのニュアンスがあります。友達同士で冗談交じりにふざけ合うときに使える一方で、ビジネスやメディアでは情報を少しだけ見せて期待を煽るというティザー広告という意味で使われます。例えば映画のティーザートレーラーといえば本編を見たいという興味を引き出すプロモーション用の短い映像です。使い方によっては好意的にも失礼にもなり得る単語なので、文脈に注意が必要です。
Now they're already teasing an Amazon docuseries. Now they're already teasing an Amazon docuseries. So attractive, so gargantuan.
ガーガンチュアンはとてつもなく大きい、常識を超えた大きさというニュアンスを持つインパクトの強い形容詞です。語源はフランスの文学、ガルガンチュア物語に登場する巨人であるガーガンチュアで、並外れた大きさや誇張された巨大さを連想させます。日常会話では誇張、ユーモラスに使われることもあります。ビジネスや報道では大規模な計画や数字に対して使われます。印象を強く残したいときに効果的な語です。
So attractive, so gargantuan, so attractive, so gargantuan. He's right up there, which normally insinuates.
インシヌアトは直接的には言わずに遠回しに意味を含ませる動詞です。よくある使い方は人の非や欠点、疑惑などをそれとなく言う場面です。ネガティブなニュアンスが強く、あえて直接は言わないが、聞き手に何か悪い印象を与えるような時に使われます。また、文学的、政治的、批評的な文脈でよく登場し、ビジネスのプレゼンや報道でもよく見かけます。
He's right up there, which normally insinuates. He's right up there, which normally insinuates. Asia tour's absolutely unequivocally important.
アンイクイボカリーは何かを断言したり、はっきりさせるときに使う強い副詞です。曖昧さが全くないや、疑いの余地がないといった意味合いで、特に公的な声明、政治、ビジネス、法律文書などでよく使われます。信頼性や明確さが重視される場面で非常に有効な語です。
Asia tours absolutely unequivocally important. Asia tours absolutely unequivocally important. Now there is almost a Japanese trinity in that Birmingham side as well.
トリニティは単に3つではなく密接に結びつき一体として機能する3つの要素や人物や力を表す言葉です。宗教用語としての使い方が有名ですが、近年ではビジネスやスポーツ、文化など幅広い分野で三本柱や黄金の3要素のような比喩的な表現として頻繁に用いられます。文脈に応じて最強の3人組、三大要素、三者連携などと自然に訳すと良いでしょう。
Now there is almost a Japanese trinity in that Birmingham side as well. Now there is almost a Japanese trinity in that Birmingham side as well. And there is a huge trickle down effect and
トリクルダウンは直訳のポタポタ落ちるから発展して上から下へ徐々に影響が広がっていくことを意味します。特に経済用語のトリクルダウン理論は富裕層や大企業に恩恵を与えればその利益が最終的には社会全体、特に低所得層にも広がるという考え方でビジネスや政策議論でよく登場します。物理的な液体の動きだけでなく抽象的な影響、文化、情報にも使える応用力の高い表現です。
And there is a huge trickle down effect and there is a huge trickle down effect and I think with Davis at the helm
ヘルムはもともと船の舵を意味する言葉ですが、ビジネスや政治、スポーツの世界では指導者として組織を導くという意味で頻繁に使われます。特にアットザヘルムという表現は指揮を取るやリーダーシップを取るという意味で使われます。語源を意識しながら覚えると比喩のニュアンスも理解しやすくなります。
And I think with Davis at the helm,
いかがでしたか？現時点で日本人の3人が在籍し、他の補強もかなり積極的なもののようです。すでにプレミア昇格オッズで4位や5位に評価されているようで、自動昇格圏内である2位以内になるハードルは未だ高そうですが、プレーオフ圏内の6位以内に入る可能性は十分にありそうです。原田一も移籍の噂が上がっていましたが、セルティックやシントトロイデンに次いで、日本人が複数人在籍するようなチームが、イングランドのチャンピオンシップで勢いの強いチームであるということは、今後の日本人の移籍先としてとても期待したいチームになるでしょう。デンマークのブレンビーも、鈴木唯人の成功事例から、内野幸太郎と福田翔を獲得し、今後も日本人を獲得していくと明言したようですので、こういうクラブが増えてくると、今後ヨーロッパで活躍する日本人が、さらに何倍にも増えそうな期待しかありません。プレミアリーグに昇格すれば、日本人にとっては衝撃的な昇格にもなるでしょうから、今季はバーミンガムシティの躍進にも注目したいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。